Hey there Dungeoneers, how are you doing? The Airbrush. This is my Sparmax Max 3. In this video we're just going to strip it down and put it back together and take some of that fear away that you have when wondering about airbrushes or wondering if you should even bother getting one. So in the first part we're going to go and strip it. I like to pull the trigger back when I'm taking the end of the airbrush off, just because it removes the needle from the end. It pulls it back into the airbrush itself, so then you can remove the front two pieces easily. When releasing, the needle comes out, so be careful with that. Pointy and it's sharp. Proceed to take the back off. This one has an adjuster right at the end, but that can stay put. Just unscrew the back. And then this tiny one holds the needle into the airbrush, which allows the trigger to pull it back. I like to be careful at this point. Turn the needle as I'm taking it out, nice and gently. And then gently, yeah, this is as gently as I can do it, place the needle down on the mat. Well, the second part to be careful with, the nozzle. Blockages and damages are generally the needle and the nozzle. Just use a spanner that it comes with. Be very, very careful. This bit, mine has a seal on the end. It's delicate. I think you can get spanner keys or for like £10 off Amazon to help assist with this, make it easier, but I'm tight and got no money. This is the hardest part for me, putting it back together, the most fiddliest bit. But it's done. Nice and easy, no fear. If I can do it, you can do it. Honestly, just take your time. Now I'm only taking the bottom off here just because it's a strip video, but I never really normally do. Airbrush, the trigger just a little twist and play and it pops right out the seam. Cautious side of me here, putting the second nozzle on just so I don't damage this small nozzle that the needle goes into because it's so important. Trigger chamber from the top. This is what the trigger does. When you pull back, it connects and pulls back, which means the needle releases the paint. When putting the trigger in, like you saw, you have to go side on and then just slip it in. Oh no! Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Test the trigger a little bit, push it down, flip it back. and then reattach the bottom, always making sure that it's nice and secure. Reinsert the needle. This bit is delicate, so this is the second one, taking my time. As you notice, it's a needle and that tiny nozzle. But I just turn it ever so slightly. I'm not trying to ram the needle in at top speed. And I'm being a little more delicate than I need to be here. And there you go, nice and gently. You see the needle coming out of the end. Keep hold of your airbrush, don't drop it at this point. Keep it low to the table when you're doing this as well. Just small, simple hints or tips. Gently screw that back on. And uh-oh, I pull back on the trigger. The needle doesn't pull back. Don't panic. Don't panic. Simply unadjust the screw, remove the needle back out, and give the trigger a little wobble, a little play. You don't have to be rough. I'm not actually being rough with it here. Might look like it because it's close up. But then I felt something. I just felt it slide and take an anchor. So I repeat, nice and gently in with the needle. And if you give it a little twist and you're gentle, it is easy. So easy. I pull the trigger back. In order for the trigger to work, the needle needs to be attached to the chamber that slides back. And there we go. You see that? Perfect. Super finger tight is probably the best way to describe how tight everything is. Other than the business end at the nozzle with the spanner, that is just past finger tight. That's spanner tight. Everything else super finger tight. I'm quite rough-handed, building trade 25 years, so it gets a bit of a tightening. And there you go, just checking before this end cap goes on. Pulling the needle back so I'm not clumsy and damage it right at the end. And there you are. Perfect! Easy. Catch you in part 2. Be cool. Free your creativity.